Hey, what is up mortals, it is Akida here, and before we get into today's video, there's something I'd like to say. I'd like to let you all know that we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited amount of time. So if you're interested, go into the description and check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Who she is. Himiko Toga is a primary antagonist in the series and was a member of the League of Villains formerly, and was initially affiliated with the League's Vanguard Action Squad. Himiko was born to two unnamed parents of high stature on August 17, making her around 16 during her debut, and 17 currently. She was also one of the main antagonists of the Forest Training Camp arc, and she was also featured a minor antagonist, albeit an unknown one, during the Provisional Hero License Exam arc, and as a Trojan Horse antagonist in the She Is Himiko arc. She is currently one of the 9 lieutenants of the Paranormal Liberation Front, an organization formed as a joint operation of the League and the Meta Liberation Army. While there, Himiko currently serves as a commander for the Vanguard Action Intelligence Regiment Carmine, along with Skeptic. Himiko is a relatively petite, being around 157 centimeters or 5 foot 2 inches, fair-skinned 17-year-old girl who is very prone to blushing and is frequently described as having a rather pretty face. She has slightly inward-tilting cat-like yellow eyes, and her full mouth is also rather feline-looking, as both her upper and lower canines are more pointed and longer than that of most people. Her hair is ash blonde and styled into 2 messy buns, with numerous wild strands sticking out at all angles from their centers and where they fasten, together with a straight fringe and 2 chin-length side bangs to frame her face. Her casual outfit consists of a plain seifuku with a kansai collar. Both the shirt and the skirt have a dark blue color with a double white trim and are paired with a red scarf that she ties loosely below. Over this, she wears an oversized beige cardigan with a rather long hem and cuffs and pockets on either side, the right one shown to hold several trinkets on either a keychain or a cell phone strap. She sports knee-length black socks and dark brown dress shoes with thick heels, the same as the free uniform shoes students traditionally wear in Japanese schools. In her villain attire, she wears the same outfit but with a few additional gadgets and pieces, such as her pipe black mask, the boxes of knives strapped around her thighs, and a blue utility belt around her waist, with more little green boxes attached to it on either side. The most noticeable new feature is the loose black mask she wears around her neck, decorated with pieces of pale metal in the shape of a carnivorous grin. 3 large silver canisters are attached to the sides of her mask, needles poking out of their tips and wires their bases. Following the battle with the Meta Liberation Army, however, Himiko appears to have hurt her right eye and wears a black eye patch over it. She also wears a new jacket, given to her by Skeptic to replace the one she damaged in a fight against Curious. After the battle, she was healed and her eye is shown to be intact. Himiko is also a very cheerful girl, to the point of smiling even after having presumably killed someone, displaying apparent sadistic tendencies. This continues even when danger is imminent, as when Tomura Shigaraki was about to attack her, but it tends to stop when she is bored or annoyed. Himiko is frequently seen blushing, seemingly out of excitement rather than embarrassment, giving her a permanent look of what appears to be love sickness on her face. However, she has shown that she can easily be embarrassed, such as when she thinks people are coming onto her, or when she is naked when copying clothes of the people she has transformed into. Before we get back into the dive, I would like to say that we've got a 3rd channel called Anime Theory. Anime Theory mainly focuses on a large variety of mind-boggling anime theories. Now, in case you guys didn't know, we are a secondary channel to our main channel, We the Celestials. We the Celestials is full of fun what-if stories. If you have the sugar tooth for great storytelling, please provide that channel a visit as well. If you are interested in the content we share with all channels, make sure you click the icon on the top right corner, or check the description below for a link to the channel. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back into the dive. For most of the manga, Himiko's background was relatively unknown. However, in the My Villain Academia arc, it is revealed that she was the eldest daughter of the Toga family. When she was a child, Himiko showcased a rather disturbing and morbid interest in blood, which was likely due to her quirk. She once brought a dead, bloodied bird to her parents and cheerfully asked them if it was pretty. This scared and disturbed them. Disgusted with her behavior, her parents tried to suppress it from a young age, which she had, at the time, took to heart. Since then, she began to repress and hide her morbid tendencies, and began to act like an ideal young schoolgirl. She successfully hid this side of herself so thoroughly that by the time she was a middle school student, Himiko was known by her classmates as a cheerful and well-behaved girl. However, this all changed when she witnessed one of her classmates, a boy named Saito, fighting at school and getting covered in bruises and blood. This jarring event awakened her repressed, abnormal feelings and tendencies. Himiko experienced what she believed to be a crush on him, though by all accounts, it was most likely a delusion. Sometime later, Himiko succumbed to this infatuation and attacked him using a rusty box cutter. After successfully murdering him, she stuck a straw into his wound and began sucking his blood while crying, and, according to a passing classmate who had witnessed the assault, had a look of ecstasy on her face. Soon after, she disappeared and hid from both the police and pro-heroes, as she was now a wanted suspect due to the attack, and later became the prime suspect in several murders involving the very same types of bloodletting seen at the original incident. However, Himiko managed to successfully evade them all until she officially joined the League of Villains, and, as stated by her, her motivation for doing so was the self-serving motivation of, quote, just wanting to love, live, and die her way, her normal way. She wants to be even more like the people she loves. This is apparent in the way that she has been in love with many people over her course in the series, but the two most prominent are both her teammate Twice and the protagonist Izuku Midoriya. Himiko's quirk is called Transform. This quirk grants her the ability to transform into a lookalike of another person, as well as copy their voice. But she can only turn into people whose blood she has previously ingested. The more blood she drinks, the longer she has access to that form. She can switch between appearances of multiple people at the toss of a coin if she drinks the blood of more than one person. She can even duplicate a person's clothing, though her own clothes would overlap the transformation, requiring her to get naked beforehand. Upon deactivating her quirk, or switching to another disguise, Himiko's disguise melts into a grey viscous liquid. Her fight with Curious and her soldiers caused Himiko's quirk to undergo an awakening, or evolution, giving her the ability to use the quirks of the people she transformed into, which she was not previously able to do. However, to effectively use her quirk, she has these pieces of gear in her villain attire, which take the form of additional gadgets and articles such as her combat knives. Himiko has several of these knives, which are typically always on her person. They are small knives with black handles about the size of her hand, which can stretch longer than the actual blades themselves. Blood-sucking machine. Himiko's villain costume has a blood-draining machine attached to her utility belt. At the rear of the belt are two large green tubes with wires connecting to 6 cylinders armed with retractable needles. She can throw the needles from a distance using the wires, or stab her opponents directly. In other words, as long as the needle connects, the machine will begin draining the victim's blood. The blood is stored in tubes that are attached to the machine and can be saved for later. However, the machine is also connected to a mask that allows her to drink the blood directly when it's being sucked out. In addition to her gear, she also has a specific fighting style that complements her choice of weapon, as well as helps her gather the needed materials, in example blood, to use her quirk effectively. This fighting style is commonly known as Tanto Jutsu, which is a form of Japanese knife fighting that specializes in close quarters combat with smaller knives. Other than that though, she is also very adept at acrobatics, as evidenced by when she outmaneuvered the wounded pro-hero Eraserhead, and quite good at espionage, as shown when she infiltrated not only Shikatsu High, but also the provisional license exam by impersonating Kami Usushimi to round out her skill set. Lastly, she is a master strategist, capable of thinking on the fly in most situations. Before we end the video, here's some additional info about Toga you may not have known. Himiko is considered to be an archetypical yandere, which is Japanese lingo used to describe a character who's dangerously obsessive towards another, usually in a romantic way. Examples from other media would be Yuno Gasai from Future Diary and Princess Leia from Overlord. In her initial creation, Himiko was stated to be bisexual, meaning she may be attracted to both males and females, or possibly pansexual, meaning attracted to people regardless of gender, though this was never outright confirmed in the series. However, it can be considered very likely, given that Himiko has expressed her love towards both Izuku and Ochako on multiple occasions. Notably, Himiko's ability to use the quirks of people she transforms into was alluded to in a sketch panel in chapter 226. Himiko's ranking in the popularity polls are these. She ranked at 19th in the 2nd and 3rd popularity polls, and she ranked 9th in the 5th popularity poll. The author of My Hero Academia, Kohei Horikoshi, has also stated that, according to him, Himiko is the hardest to illustrate out of all the female characters he's created so far, her eyes and hair being the main culprit of this. Additionally, in the series, Himiko is the first character to have her name revealed in katakana rather than kanji. It has been speculated that this was done by the author intentionally, as to avoid hinting at her quirk. Himiko's surname contains the kanji for migrate, to, and self, ga, and her first name contains where, put on, he, someone, me, and child, ko, which is an often used feminine name suffix. While Himiko's quirk was revealed 46 chapters after her proper debut, it was hinted by her introductory quote to Tomura, where she stated her desire to be like Mr. Staney, to become Mr. Staney. Himiko is also currently the youngest member of the Paranormal Liberation Front. Himiko's likes are as follows. She likes blood and pomegranates. Due to the current TV regulations in Japan, Toga couldn't be shown naked in the original broadcast of episodes, like she was supposed to be in various parts. So instead, the footage was altered to look like she was wearing a kind of light in tone, though most would consider it to be white instead of skin tone, bodysuit under her disguises. This was, of course, changed back to its original state in the home releases of the seasons. Some people believe that she also may suffer from sociopathy and psychopathy, as well as an acute and chronic obsessive disorder, which is in tandem with her yandere personality. Thank you all for watching the video to the end. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to let you all know that we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited amount of time. So, if you're interested, go into the description and check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. Secondly, I'd like to thank our $5 and up Patreon supporters for helping to fund these videos. Lastly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank the writer for this video, as well as the editors for this video. Their details will be in the description below. If you're a voice actor, editor, or writer, or you're interested in becoming one of those, go to the Discord that is in the description of this video, and head up the head of one of those areas. We're always looking for members to join us. That's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested, and hit that like button if you like the video. Until next time, peace out mortals, have an amazing day.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe